So the property is completely sold. I've got a house left. All of my leases are done, and I really want to move to Georgia or Tennessee. So there it is. Good morning, guys. Welcome back. It has been a bit. I don't know if this is really good news for content, or maybe it is, but I know for sure it's really good news for me. And so I want to share that with you guys. So we're gonna go take a trip real quick. I just hopped into the Shelby truck. Ooh. Realistically, it's just a lot of talking that I want to do today. I want to explain a lot to you guys and explain a lot of plans that I've got at the moment and where I'm at with a lot of things and why a lot has happened, even more that you guys weren't expecting. And well, maybe you were, but anyway, let me go fill this thing up with gas real quick and we'll head out to the content farm. Well, I guess used to be the content farm. Look who I just pulled up next to in traffic. Look at this. Dude, I know that is not Sean. Bro, what the fuck? What's up? Where you headed to?
We're gonna get some work done. I'm put some asphalt down today. Look, got.
Oh shit.
For those of you who think I don't do shit.
Oh shit. That's holes.
Yeah.
That's hard work right there.
Y'all go watch my video so I can afford a new pair of boots, damn it.
I'm going out to the land to go break the news that it got sold and completely closed on and everything, so.
You know, it really sucks because I really wanted to buy that place.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I really wanted to sell it for a long time, so you could have. we could have met in the middle. Yeah. Same with me. Let me fill this thing up. Oh, God, dang, she's dirty. So, yeah. Oh, wow.
Bless you.
Yeah.
Little thing.
Yeah.
Race you soon, bro.
Alright, well, let's go. So anyways, guys, yeah, you heard right. You heard me at the gas station, I'm sure. Yes, Content Farm is officially sold. Like, real time, real talk, no BS. It is actually sold. And technically, we signed a purchase agreement which made it sold about a month ago, but I didn't want to even make a video telling you guys about it being sold until it was actually sold, until papers were signed, money was deposited, everything's clear and closed on. And well, that happened yesterday, and I really just want to see the place for the last time, mainly for you guys, but also for me. I don't know, it's just really sad, man. I had such big dreams for that place and big hopes. And if you guys are maybe new here or whatever, this is my second channel. I've got a primary channel called It's Just a Six, where I do car stuff and truck stuff and whatever. And this channel was going to be like my other side of my life, where it was gonna be like hunting, fishing, guns, just funny stuff, behind the scenes, just all of the above, all of the crazy stuff. But the issue is that this land that I'm talking about that I bought up here, it's a 100-acre plot of land, and it was gonna be called the Content Farm. And so the Content Farm essentially was supposed to be a place for us to go. Well, I mean, this sounds self-explanatory, but just to go to make content. Look at Sean. But the shitty thing is that last year, if you guys have watched my other channel, I bought a McLaren 570S, and right after buying that car, I get back home, and 2 or 3, 4 days later, something like that, we had a big giant hurricane come through named Hurricane Laura. And Hurricane Laura did crazy damage down south. And so I don't want to say that like I was misfortunate, especially compared to a bunch of other people down there who got it way worse. It's definitely not that. But after the hurricane came through, it destroyed pretty much every bit of all the trail systems that we had cut, and pretty much all of the timber that we really loved on there and were wanting to use as investment. So we were going to hold on to land, and I guess I just lost interest and motivation in that property once I found out that it was going to be some, I can't even remember, I wanted to say it was like 60 to 100 grand was the estimate for tree removal across the entire property to get it back to where we already were. But that was after, I mean, that was a month or so after finishing up our trail system through there, which I spent, I mean, I'm not gonna, it was actually with Sean, funny enough. Sean, he was the one that cut it off for me with his skid steer. So I paid him quite a bit of money and he got a trailer out of it, and I more or less just kind of lost all of that stuff because the hurricane came through shortly after. I didn't have hurricane insurance because we're so far away from the coast. We don't have to worry about anything like that typically. And so basically the entire property was useless at that point, and I was kind of gridlocked and stuck because I had so many other financial obligations at the time that I wasn't even able to get close to paying for what it was going to cost to get that land fixed. And so I pretty much gave up on it, which sucks, but that is just the adult thing to do, pretty much, is cut your losses when you can, while you can. Anyway, I'm exiting now. We're about to pull up at the X content farm, and I'll show you guys what everything looks like now. It's probably pretty shocking to you guys who haven't seen it in a while. Man, I hate how many videos that I've had to make recently that are just so not in a good mood. I mean, I guess this is a good mood. I'll take the head back. I'll be in a good mood. It's just interesting being back out here and thinking about how many memories that we created out here. Like, so much stuff has just happened out here, and I guess just letting go of all of it is just hard. I've just never had anything like this, obviously. I mean, I'm 23. This is my first property. It was the first experience that I had with land ownership, and I learned so much along the way, but just like a lot of things in life, it just didn't work out. But long story short, the reason that I sold this property, and I didn't tell anybody really the exact truth about why I was really wanting to sell it, is because this property takes up a good bit of my financial portfolio, if you will. And so by selling this property, this is pretty much one of the last things that was holding me tied down to the area that we're in. And at the time, whenever I had bought this property, the real reason why I bought it is because I was gonna have a private shop here for filming YouTube videos, and I was gonna have the entire content farm to be able to shoot side-by-side videos, outdoors videos in general, and I would be really happy because I'd be able to make the car stuff on the same property. And so that dream obviously began to be built. I really made quite a bit of efforts towards building that dream. And I guess the shitty thing that I came to realize is that I really wasn't even building that dream for me. Long story short is I got really tied up into trying to help my friends, and tied up into trying to make everyone else's dreams come true, because that was what I thought was going to make my dream come true, which was to help as many people as possible. But in doing so, I found out quite a bit, and one of the biggest things that I learned is that life is way too short to be trying to build somebody else's life and somebody else's dream. And now don't get that wrong, because I'm not saying it as in a way of like, be completely selfish and don't ever work with anybody, because that's not totally correct. I believe that you should find people who have goals that align with your own and push for them mutually. That is what I have found to be the most successful combination of things, is if you can find a group of people who all want the exact same thing, and you guys all work together mutually to push for that, it's unstoppable. But the moment, the actual like single moment that anybody's goals or plans or dreams start to shift, which they do through life, things start to come unraveled. And so that, I guess, is kind of what happened. I realized was I started to do whatever that it took to make all of our dreams as a collective, as a friend group, as a whatever, feasible and possible. And I pretty much pushed myself to the point of almost no return over trying to do so, and that was where I drew the line. There's nothing that is worth more than my mental health, and I think it was at that moment that was really where I had to make a lot of really hard decisions, as you guys again have already saw. But let me just cut all the crap. Let me just explain to you guys really quick. Why did I sell this property? Okay, yes, I did want to get out of it because of the hurricane stuff. That was the final straw that made me sell it. But initially, what had started that was the desire to just get out of here. I just don't like it here. I really don't. I bought a house here. I bought this property. I did all kinds of stuff that really like locked me down here. And then once I realized that I was locked down, it was pretty much too late. Oh, you fucking bee, get the fuck, boy. Oh, nah. Nah. Nope. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. I don't feel like doing that with a bee today. Nah, not doing it. Not getting in a fight with a bee. But anyway, I wanted to sell this property because it was the last thing that was pretty much holding me here. My house I knew would sell very quickly, and I know will sell very quickly. But this property was something that I knew was going to take a long time. And so if I were to want to move, I'm obviously going to have to get a house with a shop because of the cars that I've got at this point. I've got way too many cars to store at a normal house with a 2 or 3 car garage. I could just sell some stuff. But then comes in the issue where if I start selling cars, that is how I make videos on the other channel. So from this point, I've got to figure out what I'm gonna do next, because the only thing now that has me tied down here is one house. I've got a house. So at this point, I'm not 100% sure on exactly where I want to go, but I really, after talking and hanging out with Justin from Atlanta Custom Wraps, which you guys have seen him a ton on the other channel, but after hanging out with him a lot and talking about a lot and talking about business and talking about content and everything else, I really think that Georgia is a very good place for me. North Georgia, up near Woodstock, Canton. There's everything that I want and that I love and that I want to pursue in life. It's all located pretty much there, or in Tennessee or North Carolina. All those little states right there, that is like my favorite area of the entire country. And I guess I knew that for a long time. I knew that before even meeting Justin, that I was wanting to end up in Tennessee. I've told every one of my friends and family that I was gonna retire and live in Tennessee. I really fell in love with it. And so every single time that I started to come home, I just started to hate it and dread it, because like I knew that I could be there had I have not made a bunch of decisions that I did. And that started to hurt. And that also started to pile on a lot with everything else that was going on. Is just like the feeling of regret almost, in a way, because I also came to realize this is like a shitty part of life as well. But I'll just talk on this real quick. But like, I think what sucked for me was realizing that I was doing all of this stuff for people who are already gone now. And after they left, I haven't heard from them again. Like, not even a single time. And it does make me feel regretful in a way, because if I would have just made the decision and been a little bit selfish back then and just said, you know what, screw this, I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm moving across the country. If you guys want to come, you can. If not, then screw it. I wish I would have done that, because back then it would have been the same outcome. Everything that's going on right now would have happened a year ago, and I wouldn't have gone through that whole entire year of being burnt out like crazy and trying to keep everything together on stuff that I just didn't want to do. And so in a way, I hate that. I hate that things ended up like that. And I know you guys don't like it either, and that's why I hate it even more, is because I just didn't want that to happen. But that's pretty much where I'm at. So the property is completely sold. I've got a house left. All of my leases are done, and I really want to move to Georgia or Tennessee. So there it is. All wide up out in the open. And so you guys are probably also wondering about my detail shop and like, what is going on with the detail shop? Well, that actually closed down too. We closed it down about a month ago. PCC, Precision Car Care. It's closed down temporarily because we really want to get to Georgia or Tennessee area and reopen. And the reason why is because the model of Precision Car Care and what we were doing was working phenomenally. It was working awesome. But the issue is that it didn't work here. In Louisiana, in remote Louisiana, there's not enough people with vehicles like this that want to get that kind of stuff done. Specialty auto work, specialty paint work, specialty whatever, it's just not common. And so I guess after realizing all of that, I just went into like a big, long, deep spiraling depression, and didn't really see a way out of it until I started writing down. And this is tips for you guys. If you're struggling with anything, something that has helped me out a lot that I can maybe help you guys out with is write it down. As stupid as that sounds, every problem that you've got, or think of as many things as you can that are just frustrating you, individual situations, whether it be like past trauma from something happening, or you're mad about your position in a job, or you're mad about whatever, every single thing. If you come up with 15 things, write down bullet points and write down each of those 15 things. On the right side, come up with as many different solutions to each one of those problems as you can. Once you have all of the problems and possible solutions all written out on paper, I promise you it is so much easier to digest and so much easier to understand where to go and what the next steps need to be. And so if you can look at any of those possible solutions and they would work out, chances are it's going to be extremely uncomfortable, and there's going to be a lot of stuff attached to that decision that you're not going to want to do. And you're just not going to probably make the decision because of the fact that there's so many uncomfortable things that come with it. But I promise you, I'm telling you, for your mental health's sake, make the decisions, make the uncomfortable changes. In the long run, I promise you it will be worth it. I am just learning this recently, and I think that if I would have been told what I am telling you guys a year ago, I would have probably made a lot different decisions and would have definitely probably been in a better place than I am now. But again, that's what life is about. And a lot of people get into situations like I am right now, and they just pretty much throw their hands up and give up. And they're just like, nah, I'm done. And that really is where I have almost been. If you go look at any successful, I mean, your version of success, whatever your version may be, go look at them, go read on them, read about how many times that those people failed, because it doesn't matter who they are. If they are successful, I am telling you right now, they failed way, way, way more times than they have ever succeeded. That is something that I guess I have really also learned recently, is that there's no way to win without losing 100 times. And this is maybe an L for me, but if it wouldn't have happened and I wouldn't have learned all of this, there's no way moving forward that I would know what I do and be able to do the things that I'm going to be able to do. I guess life, I realize, is just a lot about perspective. It's all about how you look at it. And in this situation, I refuse to let it go down as an L for me. I want it to be the end of a chapter, and I want to start a new chapter in life and in content and in everything, really. I've just learned a lot. I'll just say that. I've just really, really, really learned a whole lot. And so, yeah, with that being said, let's go check out PCC. Real quick, before we go. Here lies the final junk of the month from the content farm. That's so sad. This is gonna be the last time that we see this. No. You guys remember we had this sign as Gorilla Rockets for first. And then after that sign got pulled down, then it was Precision Car Care. And literally that one is even about to get pulled down. So yeah, this place is officially closed now. All I've been using this place for at the moment is just to store the boat and store cars and wash cars, because there is still a wash bay, and doing stuff like that. That's pretty much all that I've been doing down here. We've been doing some filming down here, and that's pretty much it. It's just been a private space for the time being until we get ready to move out. And even thinking about how much money that I dumped into this place, building out the wash bay and everything, is just pretty sickening. So I've got pretty much all of our leases taken care of at this point. We are month by month everywhere, so at any second we can just get up and move and we'll be good to go. So I just need to put my house for sale, and then after that I need to find a place that is going to be able to house all of these cars and all of this stuff. This is going to be hard. I'm not gonna lie, like, this is actually gonna be pretty damn difficult. It's just that every single step of this entire thing is just so scary because there's so much unknowns. I have no idea what is even gonna happen once we move over there, but the idea for me is that relocating and getting to move somewhere else is gonna be like a fresh start, because that's what it was whenever I moved here to where I'm at currently, from my hometown down in South Louisiana. I mean, it was just like, that's why this channel, well, not this channel, that's why the SGS6 channel, my other main channel, that's why that did so well, is because it was a fresh place to me and I had unlimited ideas about stuff to do. But I mean, I've been here now for 5 years, so I mean, I've pretty much done everything in this area that I can really think of to do. So I can't imagine that if I were to relocate to an area that had tons of stuff to do that is also new, I can't imagine that would hurt content, you know? I feel like that only can boost it, and so that is pretty much the plan, is to try to give a booster shot to content and to me and to life and just to everything by relocating. And I'm not trying to say that, like, anytime that you have problems you should just move. It's not like that, and it's not me running from my problems, but more of running towards a solution. I was always nervous that I was going to be wanting to move, and it was, I guess I second guessed myself a lot because I was worried that it was for an unhealthy reason. But the more and more and more that I keep talking about it, I realize that it is a very healthy thing that I just really need to bite the bullet on and just go somewhere else and be somewhere else and start fresh and reset in a way. And content is something that I've just really grown to love putting out. Like, I love making YouTube videos, I really do. Whenever there's something that I like making a video about and that I'm excited to make a video about, it is like the most fun thing that I can pretty much do. But it's whenever it gets to the point of having to do the exact same thing every single day, and whenever it doesn't work, you can't just walk away because you have no more escapes or hobbies, that's whenever things just get really hard. I guess honestly, Justin again was one of the biggest things that really taught me that I need to be doing things for me more and making time. Funny. But that's really where the channel came from almost. It's like, you have to learn how to make time to do the things for you and make time away from what you consider your work to be, for your hobbies and for things that make you happy. And you have to remember what life is about. And one thing I will say though is that I am truly really extremely nervous and very excited for what's coming, because in reality I just don't know what is coming. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know where I'm gonna go from here. I don't know if it's gonna work. I don't know if it's gonna fail, but I am fully confident in the fact that I want to give it a shot, and whatever happens, I am down for it. I'm here for it. So that is pretty much everything that you guys need to know about what I'm trying to do from here, and why I want to move, and where I want to move, and the plans and everything. I want to get to a place, Georgia or Tennessee, that I can keep all my cars at to make car content on the car channel, and then also whenever that gets exhausting or frustrating or whatever, I want to be able to have like an escape. I want to be able to go fishing. I want to be able to go hunting, and I want to be able to go do all the stuff that I want to be doing as well when I want to. And that's what this channel is great for, is just fun. And I feel like everybody needs a little bit of that in their life. So anyway, with that being said, guys, I am gonna go drop this footage and get started on yet another awesome day. It's already 10:30 in the morning. Good Lord. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Drop a like on this video, subscribe if you have not already, drop a comment down below, and let me know what you think about my plan. Give me some suggestions or advice or whatever, because honestly, I'm lost, but I'm gonna make it. So anyway, thanks guys, and I'll see you next video.